close enough to those towers to toss a grenade! Got him! Come get some!
You know, there are certain games that take me back to a different time that I'm sort of happy and sad is now gone. One of those games for me is Homefront. And sorry to one of my buddies who requested this game be reviewed. They are probably not happy with that statement. Before they went bankrupt, Homefront was published by THQ in 2011 for the PS3, PC, and the Xbox 360, which is the version I played for this review. Although back in the day on release, I did pick this game up on PC through Steam, mainly because I wanted a certain cosmetic for my favorite hat-themed simulator. Don't worry though, I actually played the game through on PC.
Leader Kim Jong-un has united North and South Korea, forming the Greater Korean Republic.
Talks to end the Saudi-Iran war.
Set in the super cool year of 2027, crazy how we're almost there, North Korea is now a superpower and has invaded and occupied half of the United States, with the country being split by a now irradiated Mississippi River. Honestly, the backstory, although absolutely absurd, is pretty cool if you just turn off your brain while playing through this. In the campaign, you play as former pilot Robert Jacobs, who is rescued by the Resistance and is tasked in helping getting fuel to San Francisco for a counterattack to hopefully drive the North Koreans out of the States for good. Yeah, the main plot of the game does not even come close to how cool the overall setting the game takes place in. Luckily, there are a decent amount of intel pickups that shed more light on what all led up to this point. But more importantly, apart from more modern day games, Homefront I think had the stupidest ad placements I've seen in a minute. Like, sure, it's meant to give off the more realistic tone, I guess, but it's pretty funny they even had the voice actors do some lines for it as well.
In the Hooters! Take him out!
I wonder how much Hooters and White Castle paid to be featured in this game. When it comes to how it plays, Homefront, on the campaign at least, is the epitome of an early 2010s Call of Duty clone. Short campaign with a major focus on multiplayer. If you have played any of the Call of Duty games from COD 4 to Black Ops 2, you should already know what to expect. But chances are, if you clicked on this video, you already knew that. That's not to say it plays horribly. Homefront just simply is not as polished as those games were. It features everything you would expect from a shooter during this time, with its hit marker and various weapons with attachments to choose from, but it just feels clunky when playing it here on the console. So it may be a completely different story when I play this on a mouse and keyboard though, so keep that in mind.
All teams go!
Graphically, though, I think the rough and well-used texture work throughout the game fits well with its subject matter. Everything from the guns to props all look old, abandoned, and borderline post-apocalyptic. Nothing says everything's gone to shit like Pabst Blue Ribbon, am I right, boys? One thing I like and don't like at the same time in this game is the sound work. I think the sounds of the weapons and explosions are different enough from other games that I would say they're at least good. They do sound great with a subwoofer. But one thing I hate is the stupid death sounds they used. These dudes die and sound like they just stubbed their toes on the edge of a door frame. Like borderline Looney Tunes. While funny at times, it does not fit the serious tone of the game whatsoever.
Into the next building! Go! Go!
Anyways, Homefront on the Xbox 360 plays well, holding a steady frame rate for the most part. But funny enough, I was actually first playing this on my PS3 for the review, and the game crashed 3 times in the beginning of the campaign. So if you want to play through this and don't want to use a PC, the 360 version is the one you want. Which the 360 copy being the best console version of Homefront is not a surprise at all. As I said before, this is the epitome of a first-person shooter during this time. If you were a serious FPS player during this console generation, you played on Xbox 360. While PC gaming became the place to be for FPSs after the 360 life cycle, all the serious cracked Doritos Mountain Dew gamers, whatever you want to call them, were on the 360 at the time of Homefront's release. Which I could not experience the 360 no-scope multiplayer as the servers for the console versions have long been shut down, but according to some other YouTube videos, there are some multiplayer servers on PC. So, if they're active enough, I may do a follow-up review for shits and giggles. But I do remember the multiplayer being pretty fun and was a different take on the create a class thing they copied from COD, as almost every other shooter did as well. The multiplayer also took place on like huge maps too, like a middle ground of a COD and a Battlefield map in terms of size. So hopefully the PC servers are populated enough, because I would love to replay it. So is Homefront worth a purchase in the big 2.6? I'd say yes if you played games during this generation, as it is a nice reminder of how FPS games that came out during this time had to be a direct attack on Call of Duty's honestly well-deserved dominance. That and the game is now pretty affordable used. Got mine for like $10, which Xbox 360 prices are starting to go up right now, unfortunately. Weird how that happens. Maybe sail the high seas for a copy.
Drop him. One more.
But whatever, if you're like me and grew up during the FPS console bro days and want a reminder on how those days were, kick your feet up and play some Homefront, dog. Just don't expect it to be on the same level as the other shooters in the 2010s, because it sure as hell is not. Still a decent time though.
We need to get out of here. Make your way to the front of the store.